Hey everyone, Casey here, and I'm going to be talking about using this day of unplugging from your technology and your social media for the purposes of body satisfaction. Let's see. Okay, so just for you all and for this demonstration that you're about to see, I went makeup free, and I think everyone's going to relate to this. So here's a picture that I took the other day without a filter. I was not unpleased with my picture. And the next few pictures that I'm about to show you are using Snapchat filters. So you have the classic butterfly cheeks, a few others here. I don't remember the names on all of them. Ironically, one of them was actually called No Filter. And you can see like there's a lot of filter there. And so here we have a couple others, little glasses there. And then we get back to my original picture without the filter. And I gotta tell you that my feelings are not so self-compassionate anymore. I noticed that my skin isn't smooth and there are lines that tell my age and there are bags under my eyes. And gosh, you guys, I wish that my eyelashes were naturally as long as they were in those pictures. And I really think that you all can relate. And it's no wonder that I suddenly feel less confident about my unfiltered picture. And I'm probably going to go throughout the rest of the day. When was that? I think I did probably go throughout the rest of the day feeling worse about my image. So this is body dissatisfaction, and it's the technical term for being unhappy with one's own appearance to one degree or another. This demonstration that I did is just one way that social media networks mess with our level of body dissatisfaction. There's also the act of scrolling on social media that affects body dissatisfaction. We scroll through pictures mindlessly, and while there are a lot of things that we can note, for our purposes, I want us to consider the pictures of our peers. Social comparison theory tells us that we have a tendency to compare our own worth to that of others. And while media in general can have some impact, the most powerful is when we compare ourselves to our peers. So previously, once upon a time, we compared ourselves through live, unfiltered interactions. And now that peer comparison is at our fingertips, with the flaws erased and the poses perfected. And what complicates this more is there's an addictive component now. And when we make upward comparisons, we feel worse about ourselves and we're less likely to pursue goals that we may have otherwise. We're also more likely to isolate and experience some kind of social impairment and maybe even develop like a severe social anxiety. Now, there's all kinds of research and study that I could have presented you with, and I know that this is just a quick video just to make you think. So I just want to read this one little clip that I think kind of sums a lot of it up nicely. Social media presents unique pressures on body dissatisfaction and disordered eating. It is a highly visual environment in which appearance ideals and the pursuit of thinness are promoted. The interactive nature of social networking provides boundless opportunities for appearance comparisons and appearance-related interactions with peers. Indeed, the interactive nature of social media appears to contribute to increases in disordered eating. So now we're talking about the connection between body dissatisfaction and eating disorders. Now, I think it's enough to say that feeling bad about your body is not living your best life. But now we're saying there's a correlation between social media and eating disorders. Now, I want to be clear. I am not telling you that social media is the only thing to blame for someone who's struggling with an eating disorder. It's way more complex than that. But I am saying that research is beginning to see correlations that may account for the increased number of eating disorders that we're now seeing. According to the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality, actually, hospital stays due to eating disorders in the United States increased 18% between 2000 and 2006. And they are pointing to how those dates coincide with the early emergence of social media. So let's just talk about eating disorders for a second here. You can see that, let's see. I'm not trying to scare anyone into thinking that eating disorders are gonna be caused by social media, but since we are starting to see like a potential correlation, I just want to stop and talk about eating disorders. Eating disorders are medical illnesses, and they are serious and they can be fatal, and they can affect anyone. You know, a lot of times we associate it to women, but guys, you can have an eating disorder too. And another thing is that you cannot tell by looking at someone if they have an eating disorder. So that's important to consider. And then family members are the best thing, the best ally that a patient can have for an eating disorder. So if you know someone who has an eating disorder, be sure to step up and be that good support for them. And know that it is totally possible to recover from an eating disorder. So, I think my slides are messed up here. Yeah, I did mess up my slides. Okay, that's okay. Another thing, as if eating disorders weren't alarming enough, there's now a term being coined for women who seek plastic surgery to look more like their filtered photo. Of course, it isn't specific to Snapchat, but they're the lucky network that's getting the cred. So we have what is being called Snapchat dysmorphia. And I just want to point out that the superstars pictured here look even more dazzling with these social media filters. So even superstars can look better using these things and can be like victims of this, I guess. Now, I know that you're pledging to unplug for one day, and that's fantastic. Give yourself a little pat on the back, and then go and download one of these cool graphics from National Day of Unplugging to post to your Insta so people don't worry about why your feed went dark. But what about tomorrow? I know most of you aren't going to give up your social media networks tomorrow. But if you could make your online spaces a little friendlier for your overworked brain comparison centers, here's a few ideas to get you started. But I know that you are all going to come up with some awesome stuff to share with the community too. So number one, as we established, filters mess with your mind. We saw that with my demonstration. So consider banning these from your life. And number two, while you're at it, go ahead and consider deleting all of your other photo editing apps. Third, there are all kinds of body positive accounts that can keep your feed fresh with posts to remind you to stop comparing yourself to your peers and to love the skin you're in. So next time you're online, do a search and follow your faves. Number four, say thank you to your body today. The way that you speak to yourself matters, and it teaches other people how to treat you. Number five, remember that on that feed, they don't show their bad days where they feel insecure and ashamed. And I assure you, everyone has those days. So thanks so much for your time, everyone. If you feel like you need help with body dissatisfaction, disordered eating, body dysmorphia, depression, social anxiety, or anything else that was mentioned in this presentation, please go ahead and reach out to the center and we'll hook you up with individual counseling or a wellness group. And if you're concerned that your eating might be disordered, you can access a quick and easy screening at the little link listed here. So with that, I'll say, God bless your day of unplugging and be well.